Welcome back, everybody, to Ready, Aim, Live. I'm Wes.
And I'm Tyler.
And today we have a really fun topic for you guys. We have mentioned it in a previous video on our bug out bag video that we did. And Tyler is here today because Jose is out of town this week. And Tyler is well versed in the idea and concept of the gray man theory. And so today he's going to go ahead and walk me through a lot of the information.
All the way up till this point, because Wesley sent me a video the other day that kind of blew me away and just kind of further just expounded upon the idea of the gray man theory to what I had known already. But the basic general idea of it is to kind of blend in with your surroundings. You know, don't make yourself more of a target than what you need to be, you know, anywhere like that, you know. And it kind of goes down to simple things like the stickers that you put on your car, to the caps that you wear when you go out and stuff like that, our shirts, and like we like the 511 tactical style pants and stuff like that. But just adapting more to your environment and trying not to throw flags out to anybody that would be a looking for a easier target or something like that, you know, kind of a more out of sight, out of mind type of deal, you know, especially more in a bug out type situation. But even daily, like, you don't want to be in a gas station somewhere with, you know, a 511 hat on, 511 pants on, you know, some sort of Second Amendment shirt or something like that with a bulge on your hip, because
I'm a goddamn cowboy. You goddamn right I am.
People like us are going to be, that dude's carrying a gun, you know, because we all see those brands and that style and everything because we try to replicate it in our own style. What the connotation between those clothing lines and stuff like that and gun stuff is related. So it's more just kind of blending in with your environment, not bringing yourself any attention with your, you know, apparel or what you do, your behavior, you know, stuff like that. That's kind of the general idea of the gray man theory as I see it.
Well, and with the video I did send you, he did elaborate a lot more into different environments that he was thrown into that created this idea of not just blending in, but also adapting to the surrounding that you're in, which in a lot of our everyday life, we don't necessarily try to adapt. But I like to blend in to some extent, and that's depending on the situation, which he was in a lot of extreme situations. Mm-hmm. We more or less blend in on a daily basis so that people don't immediately think that there's something that if something was to go crazy, that we're the first target to go get. You know, if they're going to think that we have a gun, or that we're concealed carrying or anything like that. But what are some examples that maybe are ones that we wouldn't even use for just the basic idea of gray man theory?
So the basic idea is just like zeroing your rifle at 100 yards. You can zero it back from that too. So the regular idea of blending in and being inconspicuous in your environment and stuff like that is one major aspect of it. But for this individual, he was having to play almost like a different role and be like a master of disguise in some situations.
You a member of the Turtle Club?
Well, not exactly.
Not exactly, but am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
Like the example that we just gave, 511 pants, a more police officer style haircut, something like that. Those little distinguishing markers, like stuff like that, just kind of piques another gun guy, like, hey, I know what's up. Like, that guy's probably carrying or something. But in that same aspect, you can go just the opposite and play that role to achieve a goal that you need, you know, depending on the environment that you're going through or the situation that you're currently in. And that was something that kind of blew my mind. Like, I've watched videos over the years, kind of studied it, you know, escape and evasion type stuff like that. And for us, this individual is more of a military, you know, situation. So he was in other countries, and their normal is different than our normal. So he would have to adapt to a whole nother culture, let alone the one that we live and operate in every day. So that was kind of mind blowing to me, that you could take that idea and it just made it so much more in depth than what I had originally perceived it to be. And another thing too that I think people kind of disregard, and we kind of get it a bunch too because of what we're doing here. Your appearance on social media also gives people an upper hand on you also, because like for example, we get it all the time. You know, our family members and stuff, they'll get on there when we post pictures of a gun or something like that. Like, y'all would not be showing y'all's guns like that. You know, we get that a lot, and we completely understand the concern, because that does and very well could make us a target to somebody. You know, and but it's also how you are with guns. You know, we may be on social media with firearms and stuff, but we also advocate safety and knowledge and education towards firearms and stuff like that. So one without the other can give a bad connotation in some people's minds. If we're posting pictures with guns and we're also doing unsafe Alec Baldwin type stuff,
Too soon, Junior.
you know, I can understand why that would be perceived as not good.
Well, and it goes back to, you know, what you've already said is, you know, being on social media, be mindful of how much you're putting out there. I mean, just because you have a whole arsenal doesn't mean that you need to put every single gun out there and let everyone know what you have. You know, we do show some of the guns that we own. You know, I don't think I'd ever say that we've shown all of the stuff that we own, or that, you know, we potentially could own at some point, but just be mindful of what you have going on.
But also, guys, if you do have a social media and you are posting with, you know, guns and stuff, like, take the time to be a leader and be an ambassador for the Second Amendment, and use that platform to preach some sort of good towards the Second Amendment. You know, don't be stupid, man. There's too many people out there. The Darwin Awards it's so often that we have videos that we can wait for, you know.
So I see that we have a couple different backpacks, you know, next to you. Out of the two backpacks, what's something that if we were going off of your original idea of the Gray Man theory, which one would we be using? Because I know both of them are kind of, in that guy's context, kind of both out of the realm of usage, but which one would we use in just a basic idea of Gray Man?
Like in a bug out situation or something like that, using, like, we have some examples here. This is Chris's pack. Like, this is what he just took with us on our last little camping trip that we went. This pack does not look like an outdoor or military or, you know, anything like that. It looks like a kid's backpack, to be honest, or something. It wouldn't be, your first thought wouldn't be like, this guy has every type of survival thing that you could really need, man, for,
yes, he does,
you know, at least a 72-hour trip or something like that. He's stacked. But this does not stick out as prepared or valuable as something like this. If I seen this guy walking down the road in a bad situation, and let's say I was an unfriendly character, if you will, this is the guy that I would go after.
Yeah.
Especially if he rolled up in a truck that had like a Ruger sticker or something in the back seat.
Yeah.
Like that lets me know a couple of things about him off the rip. He's probably armed, so that gives me the upper hand to try to either, you know, just bad stuff. I don't want to ramble on about what could be or anything like that, but...
Well, and it's cool to go ahead and go into some of the other little things that we may not even think about when it comes to the Gray Man theory. You know, even when it comes to your concealed carry holster, being, you know, inconspicuous as possible, not using, you know, different colors that might, you know, pop out to people, using something that's going to blend in with the clothing that you're wearing, you know, using something that's going to be, you know, very concealed on your body so that it's not going to be a dead giveaway that you have something on you, or you know, it just blends in with your clothing. You know, we have a review on a, you know, pretty well-known holster at this point from Can Concealment. We have a review video on it, but going into that, that's a great way to put something on your body that you can have a lot of different EDCs that you can be ready for, and not have to just show people, you know, like I carry a pocket knife every day, and it's something that I kind of do just, you know, clip onto my pocket, but that might still be something that somebody viewed as, he might be prepared for something. He might be the person to go and, you know, to ransack first, or, you know, go see what he has first, because he does have it. You know, even if it is just one weapon on you, it could give the illusion that you have more than you actually do.
Right, and like in today's, like, you and Chris both, you like pretty high dollar knives. You know, it's not like what you get at the $5 bin at the Army Navy store or something. Like when you're carrying a $200 knife, on your hip or something, you know, I can only imagine that you might have a couple hundred more in your billfold or something like that, or a pretty nice pistol to go along with it. That would be just how I would think, you know, if I was to see that on somebody, you know. So even like me, I'll depending on the situation, I'll leave my 511s at home and rock the Levi's for a day or something, and maybe a Pantera shirt or something like that, or beads in my hair, and then I don't look like somebody who would be carrying a big ass pistol up in his waist, you know. And that kind of gives me the upper hand in a situation if one was ever to occur.
Yeah. Well, it's all about situational awareness too. It's all about, you know, we talk about with, you know, concealed carry, knowing your situations, but that even goes into the gray man theory as well, is knowing what environment that you're, you know, putting yourself in and where you plan on going so that you can, you know, adapt and blend into the environment that you're actually putting yourself in, and being as, you know, as prepared as you really can be, because you can never really be fully prepared for situations, but doing your best to be prepared is grade A in my book. So in review, think about the things that you're actually, you know, putting on your vehicles, how you're carrying, what kind of clothing that you're actually wearing, because you could give the persona and this idea that you have something that you don't, you know, that you're not trying to show to other people. Always keep these things in mind. And again, thank you very much for, you know, breaking down. I'm glad I could give, you know, another video to, you know, blossom out this idea, but I love the idea of the gray man theory, and I'm glad that we can, you know, work even more towards, you know, a better idea of gray man even as it is. So, well, thank you again, guys. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And before we actually close for today, we want to give a big shout out to one of our fans that actually made this for us. It was actually plasma cut for us, and we started to decorate it a little bit with some of the companies that we love to use. And it'll start getting decorated more and more. Hopefully we'll go ahead and get it on the wall. Check out some of our other videos on YouTube. We got plenty of them up. We got plenty of content. We got stories going up on Facebook. We got reels on Instagram. And on one of our last videos for Can Concealment, you know, we did a review on their product. We mentioned them in, you know, in this video.
Yep.
And there's a promo code if anybody, you know, watched it and liked the holster. Always remember, guys, who's got your six?